In this reaction video, we're diving into intense police body cam footage of a woman who nearly runs over police officers and totals her car. This reckless act shows how dangerous split decision making could be when driving on the road, right? And shows how chaos and police, when police and chaos are involved, it's never a good thing, right?
In my house.
Yes, ma'am.
My mom's an identity theft, and I was afraid to call again. Because I get Baker acted. She stops them with this. Every time that you guys try to walk past my doorstep, so help me God.
You still living with her?
Yes.
So right off the bat, this don't make no sense, talking about the Baker Act and things like that, but we don't know what that means. They're not providing any type of context to start that video off, right? We don't even know why the cops were over there right away. Like what happened there? Usually they would let us know what's going on before the video and everything like that.
And I didn't want to have to do this to my mother. I love her.
Why are you out here in front of the store like yelling though?
Because I'm mad. I'm not bipolar. I'm tripolar at this point. I'm not bipolar.
Well, because there's
I'm sorry.
someone called because they were concerned about you.
And I should have had a camera right at my house instead of one in my house. She made it where I couldn't even show you guys footage, nothing.
I never even heard of a term like that before. I never heard of something that was called tripolar before. I heard of bipolar and bipolar and all that kind of stuff, but I never heard of nothing called no tripolar. So, is she just trying to make a joke about that kind of stuff? Because you don't joke about people that really do have those type of things like bipolar and everything like that. You don't joke about that, man. Them people go through a lot whenever they have all those type of things. So I'm not understanding this situation so far. I'm not even understanding why the cops got there so far.
Do you think she's out to get you though?
You want to see her wallet back?
No, I'm just asking you a question.
She is, I think. I don't know why. I used to say, God, have I done something? I don't remember.
Okay.
I'm an alcoholic in recovery. She's still an alcoholic. And they said if I go back there, she's cancer from my brain. It'll hurt me.
See that right there? How she's saying that she was one time an alcoholic and all that kind of stuff? Bro, in what way does that make sense right now to say? They don't care about all that, man. Come on now. But I mean, they're happy if she was able to stop all that kind of stuff, and probably, but they ain't worried about none of that, bro. But what is going on, chat? What is this even about? What are they talking about? She's out to get her mama. What? There's nothing that we heard so far that I was like, oh, that's why they're over there. I ain't hear one thing yet that was like, oh, that's why they over there.
She keeps bringing stuff down. My son was down there trying to clean everything.
Are you
Mom,
okay?
I believe you.
Are you alright right now?
I'm okay.
You sure?
Yes. I look like I'm geeking, but I'm really not. She's been scratching my back.
Did you take anything today?
See, I'm on doxycycline that they put me on.
You see that little move she just did? Bro, that put some suspicion on her from the cop. Boy, wait up, is she on something here? Is she under the influence? What's going on? What's up with all that shakiness? What's going on there? I ain't hear a word she said. All I did was see it. I just straight up seen it. I ain't hear nothing. I was like, who? I bet that cop boy, he was probably like, do that again? Boy, oh man, that's crazy.
When's the last time you took your medication?
To be honest, yesterday it's down at the condo.
What do you take your medication for?
I've got PTSD. See, they said I'm bipolar, and I said no, I'm not.
Yeah, you just said that you're tripolar.
I said I'm triple. I was joking.
I know.
Yeah.
So what kind of medicine was it that she was even talking about? Because she was just driving that car. If you notice that, she was up in that car driving. So what kind of medicine they talking about, huh? Is there any type of bipolar chat? Is there any type of bipolar medicine that messes up somebody's driving and stuff like that? I don't think so, but I might be wrong about that. Yeah, I might really be wrong about that. I don't know. I don't really know. But, she's acting mighty suspicious about everything, if you ask me. The way she moved, the way she talking fast. I don't know. I really want to know why the cops are there. That's my first freaking thing that I'm thinking of right now. Is just, why are they freaking there? What are they doing? Okay? We heard nothing so far of what's the reason for them to be there. Okay, like we gonna get that understood. We look. I'm gonna set it all out, put it all out on the table. I don't care how I come across. I don't care how I come across. All right, we're gonna set it all out. I don't know why they're there. I have no idea.
You want to put that paperwork in there so you don't lose it
Okay.
or drop it?
Actually, this is not. I can't even find mine. She hit it. I didn't mean to drive off with
That's
it.
fine. That's fine. You're good. Just come here, hold on. Janelle, you gotta grab your paperwork.
Oh,
Here, just hop out for a
any
second.
type of proof, you can look at her Rolodex.
Come here. Come here.
Okay. Ow.
Come on. Turn around.
No.
You see, from that first move she did, like whenever she was going like this and talking to the cop while she was backing up and talking, you see the second move that we just seen right now? Just now. Whenever she pulled out her phone, one hand over here, she got her phone like this, and then she doing something like that. Or, like, what was that? Hold up here. That's not no normal movement. That's not no normal kind of movements for somebody to make. Like, hold on, I'm not holding my tongue. I am not gonna hold my tongue on this. Listen, that don't seem like something somebody normal would and not under the influence would do, right? Seem like somebody under the influence would do something like that if you asking me. If you gonna ask me, I'm gonna tell you like that every single time, partner. But man, like, come on, that was crazy. That was really crazy. You know, she making all them wild movements in front of the cops and everything. Boy, they probably like, You know, and they're not gonna let her just get up in that car and start driving after making all them type of movements like that. Boy, look, just because you don't drink no alcohol doesn't mean that you might not be on other stuff that could get you underneath the influence, under influence, of something. So, boy, you never know with this kind of stuff. And they gotta handle their business while they're there, because if they don't, she might get behind that wheel and start driving. Somehow, some way, she was able to get back in her car while the cops had her by both her arms and put the car in drive, and she tried to drive off with the cops holding both of her arms like that. Bro, what the heck? So her car just kept going. Do you realize that her car just kept going? She got out. Whenever she got out the vehicle, bro, her car just kept going. It ran into a little wall thing. Bro, how crazy is that? Like, you gotta be kidding me. If she wasn't in trouble before, now she in trouble. You know what I mean? I don't know why they started putting her in handcuffs, but I think it was because of her movements and things of that nature. It was seeming like she was underneath the influence or something, and she was about to drive. So that's probably why they did it right there. But bro, this is crazy. Like, she put her car in drive while they had her by the arms and everything, and they were right there. Like, that car could have ran over their feet. That car could have hit another car driving on the road, because it just kept going until it hit the little wall. It could have all kind of different things could have happened in that type of situation. And that's why you do not put yourself in those type of situations. You get what I'm saying? If you're ever in a situation with a cop and everything, it's best to remain calm. It's never a good idea to get all out of control like that.
My identity's wrong. Shut up.
All right, look at it. Just have a seat right now. Sit down.
No, I think I would do this if I wasn't serious.
Just have a seat.
No, you're not gonna look at nothing.
We're gonna look at everything.
Yeah, now my car's settled. It has
Sit down. Janelle, sit down. Have a seat now.
So it seems like she gave the cops a whole lot of trouble, right? It seemed like she gave them a whole lot of trouble and a bunch of nonsense, and talking a bunch of nonsense to them about this and that. But, I don't understand why she's not just sitting in the car at this point, and accepting her consequences, because it's not like she won't have consequences, right? Whenever you get into handcuffs, you're probably going to have some consequences, right? But, man, how crazy is this, bro? I don't even know if she would have been in trouble at first if she would have never moved the way she moved. If she wouldn't have started all that funny movement stuff, she probably would have been able to be free and go. But she started all that moving up and down and stuff like that, boy. There, Look, she was looking like she was under the influence or something. And everybody know you ain't supposed to be underneath the influence or nothing, especially whenever you driving somewhere. Heck no, you ain't supposed to do that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Man, everybody knows this. Even whenever you're growing up, like even whenever you young, you understand that no one should be doing anything underneath the influence. But bro, how crazy is that though? Like she really, she got herself into that mess. That and that's why you should never try to act funny with cops or try to move certain ways with cops. Like a cop looks at everything whenever he's probably looking at you. You know what I mean? He's probably like, you know what I mean? You gotta be careful. You gotta watch yourself. You gotta have a sober mind. You gotta have a sober, way about you. Like, and you gotta be sober. You can't be on anything that puts you underneath the influence. And as you see with people that are underneath the influence, they act really funny. They act differently than us. They act like they can't stop moving and stuff like that.
Charged with 2 counts of battery on an officer and resisting with violence. She is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
And you see that whole situation could have been avoided. A battery on an officer always could be avoided. You could always calm yourself down and never put your hands up or try to kick at an officer or anything like that. Just stay calm in the situation, handle it calmly, and you fight those type of things in court. If you're mad at something, if you feel like you were wronged or anything, you fight those type of things in court. You don't fight it right then and there when the cop is trying to do stuff, because then you could just lead yourself to more charges and more trouble and more fines and all those type of things. So that's why this whole situation could have been avoided if she would have just remained calm and stayed cool and didn't act the way that she was acting at, and everything like that. But it really could have been avoided, just with a few simple things that she could have did differently, But yeah, it's sad to see, hopefully she's doing better now and everything like that. Yep. But how crazy is that?